Well, happy Thanksgiving, everyone. I wanted to say thanks to everyone tuning in by actually unveiling my entire portfolio. Can you believe this? I didn't think I would do it. Um, Again, I have two other accounts as well, but this is my main account, and I am unveiling it today, and I hope that you enjoy it. Plan on being fully transparent with it. If this is something you're interested in and you want regular updates, I can certainly give you that, but I will tell you this is where we're sitting at right here, valued at $15,000, 372, $15,372. As of this point, just recently crossed over the $15,000 mark on here. Again, this is my largest account, and I wanted to just give a little insight into what exactly I'm holding. Obviously, I always talk a big game about stuff, and well, time to actually, put up some details on it. What are we talking about here? What kind of money are we putting out? Let's be fair. I'll preface it with I'm a guy who's made plenty of mistakes in my life. Definitely made plenty of mistakes in terms of investing so far. And if we're looking all time, which would be important to do, I chose an interesting time to start. Obviously, in 2017, it was followed by a pretty rough decline that we saw at the start of the year in 2018. Just a really rough start there, and then followed by an even worse start at the year of this year, 2019, where we saw just devastation. And I was back to, I was negative all time at that point. Obviously, a lot of it was just due to the time in which I started. Obviously, there was more investment decisions I could have made that were a little bit better. Since then, I mean, this thing is, up around $4,000. If we're looking 1 year out, around 21% up, and that's including that steep decline there too. So all time up 27%, or around $3,270 from the start of the portfolio. That's excluding dividends and excluding just the initial deposits as well. One thing to mention here too, I'm pretty well set up for dividends, so I'm glad that it doesn't include dividends into your total return like M1 Finance does, but it is something to note too. Obviously, my portfolio right now has a current dividend yield of, I believe, 3.4, right around the 3.4 range. So I'll just show you what I own position by position. We'll take a look at it. So Apple here, I have a cost basis on Apple of 168.08 per share. Represents a 58.61% gain. Is around 8.6% of my portfolio, which is fair. Apple is a company I want to have around 10% of my portfolio value for reasons such as, well, up 60%. I mean, this is a hot stock, and in the meantime, I've been getting a nice dividend payout as well. You can see here a couple of the previous dividends. I enjoy getting $4 every 4 months. Isn't the greatest thing, but it adds up. It's a 1% yielder. I'll take it on top of the 58% gains I'm getting in terms of normal as well. So that's pretty exciting. One thing that I think is pretty weird, look at that buying power. That's just all dividend money too. That's pretty weird that it's an even dollar amount. That's just random. I haven't looked at that today, so obviously I haven't looked at it today. Look, the day just started. It's midnight. So there's my Apple share. Let's go into, that's right, Disney, one of my favorite positions right now. Cost basis of $99.25 on this guy. I've held these shares for quite a while now. It's been around two years since I've had them. I bought them pretty early in 2017 here when I had started, and this thing was just a stagnant guy until around May or March of this year, and then it's really taken off, and that represents a 52% gain so far and 7% of my total portfolio, and that's excluding dividends again as well. So I'm excited to see where this goes in the future as well, so we'll take a look at that. Facebook, another one of these guys that I want to represent somewhere around 10% or more of my portfolio. Again, so a cost basis of 165.29, 9 total shares, and representing around 12% of my portfolio right now. Total return only around 22%, which isn't significant. Dollar amount obviously a little bit higher because of that, and a lot of that reason is just there's been a lot of regulatory concern with Facebook. But this is a stock that, again, look at this. I mean, just went through an utter beatdown, and it's back on the upswing again. And there's a lot to look forward to in this business, and I'm going to be very excited to see what kind of gains we can get out of this stock in the future. It's something I could see being 300 by the end of next year. So we'll see how that goes, and I think we can just continue a nice train of success there. Let's look at my Microsoft position here. Microsoft, one of my biggest gainers total, which I love. Right now, 4 shares at $87.12 per share, representing 4% of my portfolio, which is total gain of 74%. Around $260 in terms of gains there, excluding dividends again. Microsoft is a position I wanted to build up even more, but this thing is just, I mean, it's just taken off. Things up 216% over the past 5 years. I mean, there's so much I wish I could have done extra here, got some more shares in there, but at some point, I want to see if we can maybe pick up some more to discount it in the future. But it's hard to say at this point. We just recently received some strong economic data regarding GDP growing as opposed to shrinking, as we may have thought. So this economy is going well, and there's concerns that I mean, everyone's concerned, when's this recession going to happen? Who knows? Next we have AbbVie, a pharmaceutical company, a biopharmaceutical company. Right now, cost basis of $72.88 per share, 3 shares, around 1.7%. Total return of around 21%. This is again a stock I really want more of, and a lot of it is because of a nice dividend yield. It's showing a 4.2%. Robinhood's dividend yields are never correct, but off of 3 shares alone, I'm earning $3.21 per per period there. So I'm okay with that, with a $1.07 dividend per quarter. It's nice right now, and I just wish, and I have plenty of time to accumulate more shares, and I think there's plenty of time. I don't think this stock is certainly overvalued by any means. In my opinion, I like it, and I wanted to pick some more up when we had this dip here down to 65. I really did. I just didn't commit to it, and I really should have. Maybe we can get back there again and pick up some more and lower that cost basis even more. Next we have Gilead Sciences. That's right, baby. More biopharmacies. Right now, cost basis of $72.55, so I'm down 7.5% on this position. 2 shares only, less than 1% of my portfolio. At one point, this was a much higher percentage, but I just really haven't. I've owned this pretty well for the life of the portfolio. I just haven't purchased anything since. And I should mention too, this portfolio has been around since 2017 in July, as I pointed out there earlier. So I've held this one pretty well the whole time. So overall, if I'm looking in terms of dividend, I'm probably pretty close to break even. Obviously, I haven't sold, so I haven't lost any money here. Through dividends, I can pretty well guarantee I'm actually up on the position, just because I've held it for 2 years now. It'll be close. It'll be probably close to break even, so nothing too significant there. I might pick up some more of these shares in the future. I don't have that much diversity in terms of these pharmaceutical stocks. Next we have Ford. It's one of my biggest losers, and there's no denying it. But upcoming, I have a even bigger loser. I promise you that. So just wait. Right now, I have 45 shares of Ford, cost basis of $10.70 per share. Obviously, I'm not super excited about this return here. It's not what we're looking for by any means, down $73. But I think there's plenty of reason why I'm still holding this. Represents 2.6% of my portfolio, in case you're curious. And a lot of it is for the future of this company. I know a lot of people really like to. We're having a lot of struggle in terms of the auto industry, and there's no denying that. The auto industry in the United States is just a nightmare right now. It pretty well worldwide. It's just auto industry is facing some heat, and Ford is definitely thrown into that. But overall, I mean, look at this 5-year chart. It doesn't look beautiful. It doesn't look beautiful. I don't like it. Pretty well flat on the year. But they pay a freaking-tastic dividend. And guess what? There's a lot of future in terms of what's going to happen with their electric vehicles. So obviously Tesla's released their Cybertruck, and now Ford's going to do what they can to compete. And just electric vehicles in general, I think they've got a good avenue for them to actually compete well in that. So we'll see how they perform on that. Regardless, I'm just going to take that dividend in the meantime. I'm okay with it. I'm not selling that position. Don't worry. So no losses there yet. Next we have New York Community Bank, a stock in which I've also had for the life of the portfolio. 11.50 cost basis on these per share, which I like. I like how even that is. That's just, oh, it's beautiful. 20 shares here, representing 1.5% of my portfolio. Let's buy a share right now. Just kidding. So really overall only an $8 gain though, 3.5%. Nothing significant. Again, it's a good dividend payer. As you see here, every quarter getting around $3.40 a pop for me, and I like that. I like that a lot. So I'm not going to be upset about that. So it's a lot higher gain than what this total return actually says. But that's free cash I've been reinvesting, so I love it. I love it. I love it. Next we'll look at Target, which, you know, what can I say? Mistakes have been made, and there's no denying it. Target, cost basis of $54.69 per share. I love that too. Look at that. Just look at that. Yeah, mistakes have been made here. Look at Target. Up 130% on this position, $211 off only 3 shares. I mean, if you tell me this, and this is again one that I've had for pretty well the life of the portfolio. I bought it right around $56 when I started this portfolio. I didn't know this thing was going to be reaching where it is, and I haven't added shares since. I should have added shares again down here in the sell-off, but there were so many good deals I didn't know what to buy back then, and I was, you know, still only a year having invested, and who knew what was going to happen. Oh shoot, my biggest mistake obviously is I wish I had invested more in just everything this past January or this past December, I guess. I wish so, because there could be a lot more gains in terms of these. But overall, there's still a good dividend payer too, so I'm enjoying the Target dividend. I haven't sold any of these shares. I'm enjoying a Target dividend right now, right around 2.5% of my portfolio, 3 shares. I would like to add more if it was not as highly valued as it was, but right now it's a little bit high valued for me. Next we have Kohl's. That's right, only 2 shares of Kohl's. Kind of disappointing. I want to pick up some more Kohl's, but I mean, I'm at a point where I'm considering what or not I want to buy. A vast majority of my positions I'm up on, and the positions I want to add to, I'm up on pretty significantly. So I'm debating whether to stay a little bit more cash heavy and wait for any price drops. It's a tough situation. I'm just a lot of decisions going on in my head, but right now only 0.6% of my portfolio in Kohl's. Wish it was more. They're a good dividend payer, up 13.8% before dividends. But that dividend's right around 4% in terms of what they pay out. Just nice. I wish I had some more. Just want some more. Just want some more in these. We'll go back here, and my next will be a relatively new position, Tapestry. 10 shares of Tapestry, representing 1.74% of my portfolio. Currently a total return of 32.31%. Love it, love it, love it. This is only off 10 shares, and they're a fantastic dividend yielder as well, somewhere around 6% at this point. And I've only received one of these dividends unfortunately, obviously, because it's a new position. And I can't wait to get one in December. I just can't wait. Can't wait to get my dividend in December. Another $3.50. We'll take it. So I like that position a lot. Huge fan of Tapestry. Caught that on a huge down drop. Next, I have one share of Home Depot. It's a pricey stock, but guess what? Still 1.5% of my portfolio because of the value of it. Cost basis of $158.50. It's when I purchased that share, up 40.5%. I would like more Home Depot as well, but again, I don't want to increase my cost basis that much. We'll see how it goes, but overall, $64 in terms of gains there, but also earning a dividend in the meantime. Next we have Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola. Cost basis around $45.24 per share, 1.75% of my portfolio. Total return of 19%. Gotta love that. And that's, again, I own Coca-Cola for the dividends mostly, and they're kind of transitioning more, and they're really gaining some stock appreciation, which I appreciate, because if you look at 5 years, only up 21%. And I'm up 20% on it. So really it's been flat for the most part. So I'm enjoying a nice dividend on Coca-Cola there. Next we have Starbucks. Again, look at these gains on Starbucks. Up 64%. Cost basis of $52.25, which is representing 1% of my portfolio. Only 2 shares though, and up 64%. You never know what to buy. This is the point where I'm slightly a little too diverse, and you notice that in terms of what I own. I own a lot of stocks, a lot of different companies. But overall, I mean, it's fine. It's fine. I can pick up more if we get a price dip. There's no denying that. Next, we have the newest position in my portfolio, iRobot. Right now down 8%, 5 shares at $47.73. I am looking to add more of this guy. I think there's definitely some value in terms of bounce back that we could have here. So we'll see what I do with iRobot there, if I plan on. When I add more, I think I potentially might. Next we have Micron, one of these stocks that was just an utter dog for the longest time. And I was like, what the crap do we do? What do we do? Because we were in this rut where it just did nothing here, and I had purchased right around this $45 range, as you see. I just didn't know what to do. 10 shares, around 3% of my portfolio, 6% gain overall. Nothing significant, but at one point it was a lot more, and nothing significant there. Still gonna be holding that bad boy. I think there's some value to be had. Next we have Cisco. Cisco, cost basis of $36.94, 3 shares, less than 1% of my portfolio. Total return of 22%, up $24. Again, I enjoy it for the dividend, and I like Cisco, and I might potentially add more, but I'm up pretty well. But we'll see. Cisco is a company I'm looking to add more, and it's had a recent price drop, so I certainly might. Next, we have a newer position as well, Garmin. A little bit interesting story here. I bought this on a, you see, good dividend. I like it. So I bought this guy for one reason and one reason only. It didn't quite make sense to me. So I first purchased an option contract on it, which, don't mess with options. And secondly, I bought this share just because I thought the company had value in it. That option contract I really just sold pretty well without any gain on it. Nothing really noteworthy there. But then I picked up a share, and since then it's up 23%. Cost basis of $79.74. Just one share though. Just one share so far. Next we have ADI. Look at all. There's so many stocks. Cost basis of $79.05. Again, just one share. 75% of 0.75% of the portfolio, up around 43% for me. I gotta love that. Also, guess what? Getting me a dividend. You know it is. Then we have HP, specifically HPQ, not HP Enterprises. cost basis of 1907, so I'm barely up in this position, but again, you'll notice the trend is I enjoy it for the dividend, and this is an interesting one now that we'll see where the Xerox potential buyout goes. Xerox is taking the buyout to shareholders of HP, which I will be declining. I'm not taking 22 a share for this. I'd rather just hold the stock personally, but right now only 3.7% gain on it. 5 shares. 5 shares. 5 shares. 5 shares. That seems like a song. Next, we have Activision Blizzard. Disappointing one. One I'm still looking to buy more of. Only 2 shares in this portfolio. 56.70 per share. 0.7% of my portfolio. Down 4.3%. I don't like it. Don't like it. I'd like to be making more. Again, they pay a small dividend, but I'm looking to buy more Activision. Obviously, I'm not super excited of what's going on there. Next, we have TD Ameritrade, another newer position as of this year, past few months, and woo-wee. Bought this guy on a dip, and I wish I'd bought more yet again. Cost basis of 33.07. I bought this at the dip whenever everyone went to commissions-free trading, and these stocks got absolutely hammered. All the brokerage stocks did. Up 58% really on this position, and I like it for the dividend right now too. But they are now being purchased by Charles Schwab, barring any sort of legal concerns, and if it passes everything in terms of that. So Charles Schwab plans on purchasing this, which means these will turn into Charles Schwab shares, which I'm not too happy about, but I'll take either one. I was debating whether I wanted Charles Schwab or TD Ameritrade. TD Ameritrade had the higher dividend, so I bought TD Ameritrade shares. So I'll take Charles Schwab shares all day and earn a dividend still. Proud of this position. Very happy with this position. Next, we have the laggy little thingy. We're getting into the REIT, Real Estate Investment Trust, baby. Realty Income, ticker symbol O. Monthly dividend payer, pretty much the king of monthly dividends, representing 9% of my portfolio. That's right, we're into the big chunks again. 18 shares at 55.26. So not only were we yielding around 3% here, return of 40.5% so far, $400. If I were to sell it, I don't plan on it because every month, guess what? Getting $4.09. That's right. Every month getting $4.09. I'll take it, baby. I like that position. Very happy. Don't plan on adding more because I think the value is a little too high for me right now. Next, we have Iron Mountain. A little bit of a loser for me, and there's no denying. Oh my gosh, equity of exactly $800. That's super exciting because it's right at 32. That's really cool. I like that. I like that. 25 shares at 34.06 per share. 5% of the portfolio. Down 6% in terms of stock value, but overall, this is a position I'm definitely up on. I mean, I'm down 51 here, but as you see, just in the past 2 quarters here, I've earned myself $30 just as is there. So, and I've had this guy for the lifetime of the portfolio as well. So, this is just overall has been a winner for me. We'll see how things go as they try to shift. They're a data storage company. We'll see how they shift from paper storage into data storage. How that goes in terms of stock appreciation, I don't know how that'll necessarily translate, but in the meantime, they pay a mean dividend, so we'll take it. Next, we have OHI, Omega Healthcare. Right now, we're at around 5.5% of my portfolio, 28 per share at 20 shares. Up 51% on these guys. Again, not a stock I care about for the appreciation. It's a stock I care about for a lovely dividend yield, getting me every quarter. That's right, $13.40. Good deal here. Again, I would add more if we saw some stock depreciation in value, because these are companies I plan on holding for a while. I picked these shares up whenever there's a lot of concern about this company. What was going to happen long term in terms of this healthcare industry, and a lot people are getting older and older, and I think healthcare is not an absurd industry to be in right now. Because people are just living longer and longer. Obviously, the retirement age is going up, but people are living longer and longer too. So, just something to consider. Next, we have a very big winner for me, something I'm super happy with. Arbor Realty Trust, upper right around 5.5% again. These are all pretty well fairly divided companies in my portfolio. 55 shares at $8.30, and this is a $15 stock, up 82.26% in terms of just that kind of gain there. But this is around an 8% yielder, getting me around $15 every quarter. Right now, 16 because they just recently raised their dividend as well. I love everything about it. So I'm up quite high on this if you're including dividends and everything. So I like it. Right next we have Apple Hospitality, $16.45 per share. Cost basis 40 shares, around 4% of the portfolio. Total return pretty well flat, but again, they pay 10 cents per share every single month. So I'm getting $4 every single month on that position. So I am up on that position, and I like it, and I'm looking to add more. Next, we have Apollo Commercial Real Estate Finance, ARI, right around 1.7% of the portfolio. $17.91 per share, barely up on this, 15 shares, up 2%. And yet again, what a shocker. It's a huge dividend payer for me, so I enjoyed that yield, and it boosted my yield in my portfolio. So overall, made some good money on that guy, and I'm not upset. Next we have, guess what? Prospect Capital, baby. Cost basis of $6.35, 15 shares, only 0.6% of the portfolio. Right around a 2.8% gain, and you know it. Good dividends on this company. Look at this, 90 dang cents a month. I'll take 90 cents a month off such a, off $100 worth of value. That's right, less than $100 in equity for $1 a month. You know what? I love it. Very good dividend yielder. Next, we're going to get into, these are the less important ones. These are just some ETFs I have. I'll just state them as is. So we have SPHD, which is a high dividend fund, 5 shares of that guy. SPYG, which is a growth fund from the same lovely people. We have another KBWD, another dividend fund. KBWY, another dividend fund. DIV, which is the quote-unquote super dividend fund. 4 shares of that bad boy. DES, guess what that is? That's right, you already know, dividend fund. SNSR, which is the Internet of Things fund. So that is a kind of like an automated autonomous fund, which is why I have that. Pretty well been stagnant though. SPYD, dividend fund. That's right, baby. You already know I'm all about those dividends. Let's not talk about CHKR here, but we have to sometimes. You have to talk about CHKR because, well, look at it. Look at this bad. This is why chasing yield isn't necessarily a good thing. It's not a good thing. This thing yields around like 20% or something. But what does that mean when you're down 70%? And it's not a huge value, but I was just taking a peek at it, and most likely this stock's going to be delisted, so it's all right. I earned a little bit of dividend in the meantime. We're getting close to the end here. IQ, Chinese, the China of Netflix, as people wanted to coin. $22.63 per share, 13 shares. Down 13%, down 14% really. Nothing exciting there. They don't pay a dividend or anything, so that's just $40 so far down the drain. I do see a lot of potential for that stock, though, in terms of where that value could be at, and I think a lot of it just depends on where things go with the Chinese economy. So we'll see how things go here. Here's where we're getting down to the losers, as you might find out. This next one, I hate sharing this. I don't want to share this. New Age Beverages. $5.54 per share cost basis. 55 shares. Less than 1% of the portfolio. Down $185 or 61%. I hate this. Just know that I hate everything about this. If we're looking 5 years out, look, this is a bad decision I made, and I bought this at a pretty well close to where it, or right at IPO cost, for reasons that I wish I could tell you. I think there are still reasons, and I hate the fact that I invested in it for many reasons. For one, I hate the fact that not a huge supporter of legalization movement for the most part, but New Age Beverages here, they make a lot of CBD infused beverages, and they're really one of the leaders in that. So that's really my basis here. Is I'm really hoping, and that's why I still hold, I'm hoping for some sort of big partnership. Their revenue is still growing very rapidly, and that is something to consider. Just the stock price is not. Again, they're a money loser, and I hate investing in money losers. But I'm looking for them to get bought out or something, some sort of big partnership with a big beverage company to see if they can, produce some CBD beverages for them. They're one of the leaders in it, so I'm just saying there's value. There is definitely potential in that stock. We'll just see where it goes. Guess what? We're talking about more losers. Freak, dude. Gulmed Pharmaceuticals. 15 shares at $9.40 per share. Down $74 in this guy, or 52%. Hate it. Just hate it. I still want to hold that thing because, again, it's pharmaceutical stocks. You never know what'll happen. Just a loser. It's a speculative one for me. Speculative also. That's right. Loser. Loser. I'm putting an L to my forehead. Glue Mobile. Chasing potential short-term gains here, and it's turned now into a dog in my portfolio that's just sitting there. I thought I could get some short-term gains, and I didn't. I still think there's potential for gains here. I bought this guy right around, let's see, where's this $6 range? This $6 range is like, when did I buy this? I don't remember when I added this to my portfolio, but I hate everything about it. I hate everything about it. I think there could be some value here, but only 9 shares. It's fixable. $6.72 per share cost basis. It's fixable, okay? Don't blame me, please. I can recover from that. Next, we have my biggest speculative position, 1.5% of my portfolio. NEO, baby. We love NEO. 100 shares at $2.07 per share. You knew we were waiting on me describing this. So this account at least has 100 shares of this bad boy, up 17.5% right now. Guess what? I'm holding this baby long term. You already know it. I can't wait. NEO. I love everything about me some NEO. Yikes, this is a long video. But I have too many stocks. Plug Power, guess who's proud of this bad boy? Who was on my stocks to buy 2 months ago? That's right. Plug Power, up 82% on this position. $2.21 cost basis. 30 shares. Should have more. I should have had more when I said to buy it. Less than 1% of my portfolio value, but there's plenty more value to be had here. Analysts just came out saying this thing's going to be $6 share. Price target. Let's see how that goes. Then we get into speculative losers. Blink Charging, down 25% on this, or $20. Cost basis of $2.58 at 30 shares. I still like Blink Charging long term. They've got a couple of good partnerships that I really like, and they're expanding. And honestly, electric vehicles and electric vehicle charging is the future. So I think this is a company that could be acquired down the road by one of the big players, and we'll see how that goes. or anyone could use their infrastructure too. And I just think there is value in Blink charging, and I'm looking to add more. And finally, CPRX, which I talked about before, and I got back into the position, and now I'm taking a loss on it already so far. $5.28 per share, cost basis. Don't know why I got back into this guy at $10 per share, or 10 shares total, down 11% or $6. I came back into this guy thinking, well, look at this, we're going back up, aren't we? And guess what? We did for a little bit, and I didn't sell out, and then taking an L right now. Taking an L. I think there's plenty of room to move up, and this is a very interesting speculative stock. I potentially could add more, but I think there is value here, and I think there could be down the road. Again, it's one of these pharmaceuticals you don't know until whatever happens. So that's my portfolio for you. A couple of big losers, a couple of big winners. $15,000, $372. Let's keep it going. Boom, boom, boom. Thank you. Let me know if you want to see more of these.